Markham, and this morning we would like to review with you the i1200 and 1300 Plus series scanners. Last August we announced the 1200 and 1300 Plus series. This is a evolutionary product to the 12 and 1300 series entered into the market about 2 or 3 years ago. Since then, there's been a lot of enhancements to the product, and I would like to review with you today what those are and what those were, and also specifically what the Plus series brought to the marketplace. So just some details before we get started. The catalog numbers for the products will not change. The list prices will not change. And if you have a customer today that has a 1200 or a 1300 series scanners, they will be able to take advantage of these new enhancements by going to our website and downloading the latest version of the drivers. And when they do that, then they will be upgraded to the functionality of the Plus series scanners. So that's something that you can share with your customers that you have today. The big thing around the Plus series scanners is that it's increased speed. So we're going to have faster scanning, it's going to be more cost effective, and it's loaded with features. And that's the message I want to get across in this morning's session, is that these products are like the solution in the box. These things, the 1200 and the 1300 scanners can do a lot for a customer just with what's in the box. But to carry on here, the 1200's increased speeds are going from 30 pages per minute in black and white to 45 pages per minute in black and white. So we're increasing 15 pages per minute. And with the 1300 series, today, as you know, that goes 60 pages per minute, but the black and white speed is going to go to 40 pages per minute from 30. I just noticed a little typo over there on that chart, but that's really going from 30 pages a minute to 40 pages per minute in the color mode for the 1300 series. So here is a little bit more of a wrap-up. I don't know if everybody's aware that over the last year or so that the feeder tray for the 12 and 1300s has increased its capacity to 75 sheets rather than the 50 sheets that it could hold when it first entered the marketplace. And also now specifically wanted to point out that Kodak Capture Desktop is now bundled with these products when they are being shipped from Kodak. To go over some other features around the 1200 and 1300s that have been there all along, but I just want to reinforce them, is that what makes these scanners so great is really, the durability of the scanner and its design. The straight-through paper path and the metal paper path, which is not plastic, minimizes static and jams, and also allows it to handle embossed cards, thin and thick documents, just about any type of hard card that is out there that customers may need to scan. Also, the feeder that you see in the 1200 and the 1300s, if you're familiar with Kodak scanners, these look very similar to the feeders that are in our production scanners. So, we were able to take that technology and bring it to the desktop. It has an active separation model, has a clutch feeder module to greatly reduce misfeeds and double feeds. Also, the cameras in the 1200 and the 1300s have dual lamps. And what does that do for you? That minimizes shadows from creases and folds that you might have in the paper that's being scanned. And also the imaging guides, which are black as they come out of the box. Some applications require white on the background. So these are removable, customer replaceable, and can be switched from black to white. So there's a lot of physical features about the 12 and 1300s that make it a very high performance, highly reliable, and highly durable scanner. Some of the productivity features that are coming along also with the Plus series. I already mentioned how the input tray handles 75 sheets, and that occurred previously, but now when you put paper into the input tray, if you remember in the past, you put paper in the tray, you press scan, and then you got to wait for the lamps to warm up before it initiates the scan cycle. Now just dropping paper in the tray will wake up the scanner, so your time to first scan is a lot shorter. We also now are supporting content-based blank page deletion. This helps customers that have blank sheets or they're scanning duplex, but a lot of their pages are only simplex. You can minimize your file size and your blank pages by turning on this feature, which is a really nice feature to have that's embedded right in the scanner. We are also supporting auto orientation. This really helps, make this scanner even a lot more easier to use from an operator perspective. No longer do you have to worry about, which way the document goes into the scanner. When this is enabled, it'll be presented to you right reading. So this cuts down on the need for training and also eliminates the needs for a lot of rescans that we have associated with other scanners. Okay, I think you're all pretty familiar with our Perfect Page and our Smart Touch feature, and I just want to go through this and reinforce this again because they are, coming with the 12 and the 1300 series scanners, like the rest of our scanners. But I just want to reinforce what they're doing for the customer and how you can help your customers understand the benefits that they bring to their scanning applications. First of all, Perfect Page, is image processing software built into every Kodak scanner, which eliminates the need for many image processing middleware applications like VRS and some of the other ones that you have out there. That's something that you really need to share with your customer, is that most scanners include other applications because they don't have the ability to perform image processing capabilities themselves. Kodak scanners can do all this just by virtue of the firmware and the driver that comes along with the scanner. And then the Smart Touch capability that is with the scanner itself embedded into the drivers and the firmware just provides a lot more functionality that in the past would have cost the customer thousands of more dollars in other software to achieve and to perform the task that the scanner can do now right out of the box. Once again, Perfect Page, what this is really doing is it's really optimizing the image acquisition environment of every scanner. We look at the feeder, the transport, the optics, and the software all combined into one, which allows a perfect page to be output from the scanner time and time again, so we don't have to do rescans, don't have to worry about the image quality as you're importing it to other applications. So this allows us to have high productivity without stopping the scanner, and to also, minimize the cost of having to have either other software in the middle of all this or operators taking the time to check out the image quality. So if you can see the difference here, on the top, this is your typical setup where you would have to install a scanner, install its driver, then you have to put some kind of image processing middleware in the middle, and then that hooks up to the application that the customer is going to use. With Kodak scanners, with Perfect Page, all of that image processing stuff is built right into the driver and firmware level of the scanner. You can eliminate extra costs, extra maintenance, extra deployment, and extra time being spent scanning documents. Let's talk a little bit about Smart Touch. You might all be very familiar with Smart Touch, but this is the button application embedded with the scanner, and like I said before, in order to do some of these things here that you see, in the past would have cost the customer, extra costs relative to software. So with the touch of a button now, we can output documents as PDF, searchable PDF, TIFF, JPEG, or even RTF, so it can be used in applications such as Word. And also, the button applications and shortcuts can be programmed so that when you scan a document, it can automatically become an attachment to your email application. It can scan right directly into SharePoint if the customer is using that. It can go out to a network or a folder or a PC folder on the local PC that's driving the scanner. And it could also, help to be used to make copies of documents that you have, where you can scan a document and send it out to a network printer. So it's very functional, very cost effective, and like I said before, this is like a solution in a box. So what we see here is that the customer would come up, select the shortcut that they would want to perform, and just put the document in, scan it, and they could be doing a number of different things. You might have a shortcut set up for receipts, where I know receipts, I'm going to OCR those, so that's going to be black and white, and it's going to be set up to go to a particular file folder. Invoices may be, I don't know, in color with a different setting for image processing. You might want to capture business cards, resumes, and output PDFs or even pictures. So you can pre-program all those settings so a user can walk up, select the shortcut that they want, scan the document. In the middle, the scanner will do all the processing. Smart Touch will do all the processing that's associated with that shortcut and get it to where the document needs to be. So there again, like I said, this is like a solution in the box. It allows the customers to do a lot of different tasks very efficiently from the scanner. And if you're deploying many 1200s or 1300s in an organization, the settings that you have for all of the different shortcuts can be shared between scanners, so you don't have to go to each one and set it up. You can just set it up once and then have it imported to all the different scanners that are deployed throughout the organization. So just some other things that are associated with Smart Touch is that we can save documents in bitmap, and we implemented this because it's better for some Windows imaging applications. We could save things as a single-page PDF, plain and searchable, so if you only wanted to have documents be scanned as one separate PDF file, that came along due to some customer requirements. I already mentioned that settings can be shared by all users. Buttons settings can be copied to multiple PCs and be installed over the network. Now Smart Touch has remote diagnostics, where when we work with service, if we're trying to help troubleshoot a problem, we can request scanner logs to be captured from the scanner itself. Smart Touch also comes with an online user's guide, so if a customer is needs some training or reference the user's guide, they can do that now via a help button. And also now, if you have these shortcuts all set up and you want them printed out so you can have them attached to the scanner or someplace easy where you can reference them, you can now print out the customized shortcuts as an index to keep by the scanner. So if you look at what's going on out on the street out there, we monitor a lot of websites that are selling these products online, and just as the latest snippet that we just calculated, you can see that with the incentives that we have going on out there, with the price and the performance, we are very well positioned to help you win business out there and compete very effectively. If you look at the 1220 and the 1320, we're substantially lower than what you would see out there on average from our competition. So, of course, you might see some higher, you might see some lower, but we just took an average of 15 data points that we saw out on the internet, and this is the result there. So with the 1220 going at 45 pages per minute, with the incentives that we have running with it right now, you should be able to win just about any type of business that customers have in that segment. So just to wrap up, the 12 and the 1300 series, like I said before, have come a long way, as most of the rest of our product line. I would encourage you to, if you have a demo unit of the 12 and 1300, to download the latest drivers from our website, get to know Smart Touch. It's a really nice demo when you go in and talk to customers about what this thing can do in conjunction with the other applications that they might be using it with. So as we continue to bring value to our product line, I'm hoping that you can see that representing Kodak products can make you very successful.